Woo!
Hang on. Allow me to change the fluorescent lights.
Alright, very good. Let's get
I'm not actually going to change them. They're a good colour. It's a weird colour. It's like a yellowy green.
Yeah. Kind of like...
Lime, but not.
Lemon lime.
It's Sprite.
Actually, you know what? It kind of reminds me of like the colour of the Mountain Dew cans.
Do the do.
Do the do.
Yeah, they don't do the standard Mountain Dew in Australia.
No, right?
It's just Energized.
Yeah, the Guarana one?
Yeah,
why?
it's just caffeine.
But why? Why don't they do the standard one?
They want us all to have heart attacks. Fun fact, I don't know if I told you this story before. I worked at Surf Dive and Ski, a surf shop when I was younger. And we
Good morning, party people. Welcome to the Breakdown with Nath Johnny. Today we're going to check out FLOYA Florescent. Continue.
Emo forever Johnny. Yeah, I worked at a surf shop and we were putting on this thing called Bolorama, which is like a skate extravaganza thing out the front. We had half pipe installed and Mountain Dew were a major sponsor. So they put in 2 vending machines at the store I worked at that were full of Mountain Dew, the brand new one that had dropped. And
the Energized one?
The Energized one, because that's when it first came out. And didn't know it had caffeine in it. And I was like, heaps of Mountain Dew for free? Sick. So I was having just like 4 or 5 cans a day.
Oh.
On top of having a coffee.
Oh.
Or a energy drink, wherever it was that 22-year-old me was putting in his system at that stage. And I was like, why am I having heart palpitations at lunchtime? Turns out it's because I was having just like 500 milligrams of caffeine before lunch. And also all of the sugar that ever existed.
That also reminds me of like back in the day when, like, obviously not for you because you're not a drinker, but we used to go to like Bar Broadway in the city before we'd go to alternative nightclubs or gigs because they had vodka Red Bull jugs and they were like $20.
Everyone I know that drank them just sees Red Bull at a bar now and goes, oh.
Yeah, 100%. I can't drink Red Bull because of it. Remember a couple of weeks ago we went to a gig and I had a Red Bull and you're like, why did you get that? I'm like, I don't know.
You're right. Then you sounded like that scene from Yes Man. It's like, Red Bull? Rebel? You want to get a Rebel?
Oh, you want to get a Red Bull?
You get a Rebel?
Yeah, and so I just remember like we'd go out and then you'd just be double parked with these 2 jugs, like water jugs.
Oh, he's always double parked with fucking jugs, mate. Fucking. Anyway, today we're checking out FLOYA Florescent.
Yeah. I love this band. I think they're really, really great, really catchy, something a little bit different as well. They bring a really fun vibe, like catchy power pop, but guitar driven.
Fun fluorescent FLOYA.
Triple F.
You reckon the button's going to work this time? It is. I made it work. Check it.
Nice. Yeah. I'm already into it. The aesthetic and everything.
It's because you're racist. I got like a 5 seconds of summer vibe.
It's going even more down that synthy road. That's so sick.
I'm getting 5 seconds summer mixed with U2.
The style of the guitar, though.
Yeah, 100%. It's just the edge rocking out right now.
Yeah. Fun fact, I hate U2.
I hate you too. That's too easy. So in the big halftime drums.
Sounds huge too. Sick drum work.
such a cool voice.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh.
Sick.
I love that.
So good.
That was really fun.
Yeah, they're so talented and like musically and even vocally, they're quite showy. Like it's not easy shit, but it's also playful and tasteful. You know what I mean? Like you kind of don't, because it is so rooted in those pop sensibilities and it is so catchy, you don't realize the complexity, I guess.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But when you sit back and sort of listen to it and listen to everything that's going on, even from a production standpoint, there's so much happening.
Yeah.
The way it went into that sort of synthy bit, like big bass drop sort of thing, was so flawless, and it didn't take away from the guitar-driven, like power pop aspect of it.
The guitar work as well is what kept that still rooted in more of a rock, and obviously there was drumming, but there was almost like production to the drums at times.
Yeah.
Whereas that guitar work that went through the whole time kept it being guitar-driven music.
For sure.
What if like one of the in the like second or third chorus, it was halftime almost the whole way through.
Yeah.
And I thought they might have just sped it up a little bit, and they did right at the end, but I think they could have had a little mix up there. Or maybe I was just expecting it, and so it was actually better that way. I don't know. What did you guys think of the rest of the brand new track from FLOYA? I thought it was really fun. I want to touch on something before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you hate U2?
Okay, so it's why I have an issue with a lot of like these radio rock bands, and it's because of like years working on job sites and listening to Triple M, which is the rock station here.
Yeah.
And they...
You've heard the same 4 songs a billion times?
Yeah, like it's like U2, Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, over and over. And I love all those bands, grew up on those bands, but U2, there's just something about them that I just don't like. I don't like their style. I like a few of their older songs because they're classics, but also they just strike me as being super pretentious and pompous. Like, it's just a vibe I get from them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and it's just like the thing that they did when they put their album on everybody's fucking iPads.
Do you know that got announced this week? That Bono came out and he's like, Apple told us not to do that. So whoever was in charge of iTunes at that stage warned them, was like, this is not a good idea. And he's like, I should have listened to them.
Wow.
So they were warned. He came out and like that was the thing that finally came out, and he was like, yeah, that we were kind of warned against that, but we were like, oh, look, it's a new technology, let's try it, and it backfired on them.
100%, because it's
that's one of the reasons you hate them, isn't it?
It is.
I knew that was
it's a pretentious move. Like, it's like, dude, like, fuck, if we want to go and listen to your shit, we'll listen to it.
I view that as being they're one of the biggest rock bands of all time. Mm-hmm. They've had more longevity than almost any other rock band. Like, they've been a successful rock band for the past 40 years. Maybe longer.
AC/DC, Kiss?
Yeah, but not to the scale that U2 have in the reach, because they were a more accessible band.
I suppose, like, every time U2 releases a new song, it still manages to sort of creep into the charts.
And I get where the pretension, and also like Bono wearing the glasses and not really explaining it for so long that, hey, he has that vision thing.
Yeah, I don't care about that if it's something to do with
there's
fashion.
A lot of things to do with that where there was like elements of it which just made them seem that way. I've seen a few interviews like behind the music sort of thing with them, and I like him, and I think I'm more inclined to like him because my dad loved him, and like I grew up listening to Joshua Tree and a lot of the earlier U2 stuff, and Dad being like, this is a seminal album, and so then I still view it that way. Yeah,
that's fair. Like, they do have some absolutely timeless bangers, but just not for me.
That's fine. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Sunday Bloody Sunday's a fucking delta.
Great song. Yeah, that's a great song. They have some absolutely great songs. Like I said, they've got some of those old songs that, like, it just takes me back to a time when I was first sort of starting to hear rock music and listen to that. But I was lucky enough to be brought up in a house where it was on all the time. Like, when we were home, like, either mum or dad was either playing, like, fucking Aerosmith or Kiss or Sabbath or Zeppelin or Creedence or Bon Jovi, Skid Row, like Alice Cooper, all that sort of stuff. Like, I was lucky enough to be brought up in that sort of stuff. So
if you're too young to know what we're talking about in the reference in the guitar work to U2, that's fine. I'm not judging that. Go listen to some old U2. Go listen to Joshua Tree, just so you can pick up on the guitar work similarities there and where they would have got inspiration. Because that, like, the Edge was a phenomenal guitarist, and he really did, like, kind of pioneered that sound. So it is very, like, reminiscent of them. Anyway, that was FLOYA, Florescent. Johnny doesn't like U2. I like U2.
Thanks for listening to us ramble. Bye.